Hey guys, this is Cosmic. Just wanted to do a quick review of a pretty cool accomplishment we did last night for the season start. So, Soul Shard season started last night, 5 p.m. West Coast. So, over the last few weeks, we've been planning for getting this first 150 clear. Came up with a pretty elaborate plan, lots of details in the season start. So here the clear is. We did this at 3:14 a.m. So that's just over the 10-hour mark for the season start. This was a little bit behind what we hoped for, which was the sub 10, under 10 hours into the season, which we believe we could do much better if we got more practice with this. So to quick overview here, our team, Bowmarc played the support Demon Hunter. I played the support Barb. EMP played the Traghoul Trash Killer, and then we have Rampage playing the Rampage playing the RGK with Rathma. So honorable mention here. I don't think we could have done this without Stealcandy's help. So here's Stealcandy here. You could see he's much lower Paragon than us. He sacrificed his early season to help feed us bounties and crafting materials, or crafted items for the season start. Overall, he was just very helpful for giving us a little bit more of a leg up in the early game. So thank you, Stealcandy, for your help with that. So we got this done. I'm pretty satisfied with it. So to go over the build that we ended up using, and then what we intended to use, here the Shard of Hatred is a really good trash killer soul shard. You notice he has your movement speed is increased by 50%. Ideally, there's a ability for the third soul shard upgrade, and it gives you even more damage. So instead of doing 50% increased damage, you do 100%. Obviously, we don't have the maximum roll on the Death Nova damage. One of the huge advantages to this setup for early on is that we get the Guardian set, but then also because of the Remnant of Pain, attacks against incapacitated enemies are automatically critical hits. That means that you can run without crit chance on your gear. Obviously, this is not what we want to take over crit chance. Ideally, all resistance is not a very useful stat. But it allows us to gear up much more easily. So he was able to take physical skills damage and get essentially what would normally be a perfect Haunted Visions, 20 physical and then 100 crit damage. And then he didn't need the crit chance, so a little bit extra intelligence, and then overall it's just having something that's ready to go. So again, we don't need crit chance on anything. We were able to roll off crit chance on the Convention of Elements. You don't need crit chance on the offhand. Just overall really easy to slap together this build. So ideally we would have the increased attack speed to all players rather than this gain passability, because the Altar of Rights gives us passability for free. So that would be one thing, and then we actually had to substitute that by putting that ability: when you critically hit an enemy, you increase the attack speed of all players for 5 seconds, max 10 stacks. So this is something that we had to kind of improvise and come up with as a solution in the moment. So one other improvisation that we did here was on this side of things. We were able to get a pretty decent soul shard for the weapon. So when you deal poison damage to an enemy, they receive 50% increased poison damage from all sources. This is a group debuff on the enemies, so as long as the RGK is casting Siphon Blood Power Shift, which is a poison rune, on enemies, that poison debuff is being applied. which is helpful. So it means that the RGK is actually bringing more in the Rift. That being said, we opted to go with the Ring of Fire because he was unable to get the attack speed and crit chance, and we were ready to go otherwise, so we decided to just go for it. And it kind of worked out. So that's an overview of what we did. Just a quick overview. This is a really standard Z-Barb. And before I forget, the main reason that I wanted to show you guys what we did here, we get the extra globes and the extra movement speed here from the Z-Barb. The main thing I wanted to show you was the combo that we used to make Nova good with the attack speed. A lot of people are going to think Nova's not worth playing in Soul Shards because you get all this attack speed from the Remnant of Pain, and that ruins your Siphon Blood breakpoint. He has Siphon Blood on the bar, but that is only for two different reasons. So it's not to do damage, it's not to auto siphon and get Novas from the Iron Rose. Siphon Blood gains the effects of every rune. So that means that you have the Bloodsucker rune, which means he can pull in health globes. It also, Siphon Blood is also the most effective way to ramp up this 4-piece set. So in order to engorge up to the 300% life increase there, Siphon Blood is the most effective way to do that. So beyond that, pulling in health globes gives you this passive. So the Blood for Blood passive means that when you pull in health globes, you can stack a maximum of 10 stacks for Blood for Blood. Every one of these means that your next life casting skill or blood skill does not cost life. So that means that he can manually cast Blood Nova on the Convention of Elements rotation, and that's why he runs Scythe of the Cycle, because with manual cast, Funerary Pick is useless because you can't Siphon Blood as you're manually casting. So we use Scythe of the Cycle. This is really good because it applies a consistent damage multiplier rather than an inconsistent one with the Funerary Pick. Funerary Pick just helps a little bit more with killing elites because you're able to do a higher multiplier to the elites. So basically the way this works is he's saving his bone armor for his convention rotation. He's casting it. He attacks really fast, so he's going to eat up his bone armor stacks really quickly. So this combo here allows you to actually make use of the Remnant of Pain and kind of puts Nova into a different territory than it normally would be. So without any other reviews on the leaderboard there, I'm going to go ahead and switch here to the video of the clear. Now, we got really lucky. I think it was about 4 keys that we plugged once we unlocked 150, and then we got this rift here. So again, we're using the Ring of Fire for this clear. So I'm communicating with Rampage, the RGK, and he's telling me where the stat count is, and then I'm working around that. So in this rift, that didn't really require too much effort on our part. But as you can see, the Ring of Fire is helping to kind of clear some of this density out, even though we have a really strong trash killer. It's just helping do some of the work. So we're gonna pull all this together. At this point, we're all really tired, and I've been up since at least since 5 p.m. grinding out to get to this point. So we're really excited to see the Auric stream, knowing that we're gonna get a decent follow-up after this floor and probably get a pretty decent clear. So at the time of this clear, this is actually the rank 1 NA clear because it was the first 150 clear in the NA region, and then this also was rank 1 world at the time of recording this clear. So we're just trying to see if we can get a conduit pylon here, pulling everything together, and that didn't happen quite the way we wanted it to, but spoiler alert, we did end up getting a conduit, and that's a huge part of how this clear worked out the way that it did. So again, just communicating with them about the Ring of Fire. I believe at this point we were getting close to another one, a third one, I believe. And so we see that we don't have a pylon, so we're going to make the decision very soon to go ahead and skip to the next map and take a Ring of Fire to the next floor. So we make that decision right around here. We decide, okay, well, we're not going to actually kill any elites with that, so we might as well soften some elites next to a conduit on the next floor. So here we are just getting a few more stacks, and I believe Rampage reached 98 stacks, so we only have to kill 2 mobs to get a Ring of Fire. And here we are with a conduit on a fields with transformers. So this is pretty juicy, especially since we had 98 Ring of Fire stacks. This was pretty much ideal because we're going to get tons of progress. It's a Fields of Misery, so we're going to have density to kind of chain the Ring of Fires into each other. So we go ahead and just start sending it right here, and here we go with the first Ring of Fire, and you can watch as the progress bar starts to slowly creep up. So we started at 34% progress, and before clicking conduit, this is what the Ring of Fire is doing for us. So we started at 34, and I believe we get to 54 or so before taking the conduit. Yeah, 50% progress, and a lot of this is being carried by the Ring of Fire. So yeah, the Ring of Fire does 4 times as much in a solo game as it does in a 4-player game. Just to give an idea of the power difference here. So it's still helping us a decent amount, but not nearly as helpful as it is in solo. So here we are just finishing up, trying to get a pylon, and our trash killer, since this conduit is over, he's scouting for pylons. I believe we got a speed pylon. So nothing exciting. I think getting like a power and or channeling pylon could have shaved off a little bit of time. But overall, I am satisfied with the clear that we got here. So we got a single target boss, Agnodox. Now this ended up being a 3-minute fight, so I'm just going to fast forward through this and see that it's a pretty slow fight. We have suboptimal gear, no augments on the RGK. He's running Ring of Fire instead of the attack speed crit chance, so missing a decent chunk of damage there. But overall, I'm satisfied with the result we got. I think it was the right choice to go ahead and just fast track the way to 150. And I believe Soul Shards is a really fun time to do these races. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one.